And you're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Radio, and you're listening to It's Massive Wagwan. I'm Jerome, Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the masses on the African continent, and you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby, from Monday to Friday. Stay tuned.
Yes, good afternoon, family. Karibuni sana. PM, 51 minutes past the top of the hour. That is the time right here in the 254. Karibuni sana. Straight on a beautiful new week, and of course, another beautiful episode of the Pan African Bliss Show. My name is Joby Nkisi here for the first time. This is the media of the 21st century. Everyone live with us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, TikTok. Shout out to Freedom Media na kucheki sana. Shout out to Rolling Thunder. Shout out to the Sassy. Shout out to Magimbogwa. Karibuni sana to everyone who's right there. Kindly tap the screen and follow the host if this is your first time right here. And also take 1 minute of your time and do go on the Google Play Store and download the Black Hot Fire Network application, which is very easy to find if you're literally using an Android phone. If you are an iPhone user, it is very simple as well. Just through our website, that is through the www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. Enjoy the shows. We have amazing programs lined up. We also have amazing shows uploaded on our YouTube channel as well. So check out all the previous shows, and of course, leave a comment, a thing or two that you'd love us to correct. And of course, we'll be right here to listen to your complaints and everything. Karibuni sana once again. And today, the conversation for today shall be taken all the way to our very amazing I'd say one among the jump-offs, two among the jump-off countries that we have in Africa. We know that we have 4 jump-off countries in Africa. That is Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa. But this time round, we're talking about Kenya and Ghana. And that was last week. We had the Italy summit, and we had President Ruto was expected to, of course, attend the meeting. And I'll be showing a couple of the pictures of what really did take place. He did also meet up the Pope Francis and a couple of leaders, including Macron, Joe Biden, who was stagnant, couldn't even move for anything. And among literally during that meeting, we had the Kenyan president and the Ghanaian president calling out and talking about Russia, which they feel like it is a threat to Africa. And we shall be talking about this to see, because when you look at Russia so far, again, we've been talking about Russia a lot. Okay, we understand what is happening on this other side of theirs, but there's also something that they are doing also in Africa, which we can see there's ties. They are literally making with African countries like Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. But the question is, what is the interest of Russia? And which Keith, for example, shout out to him, he has mentioned that Russia is looking for not just influence, but is looking for young people are going to help them fight their war. They're looking for literally the numbers of people are going to help them tackle their war. But what is really, apart from this, them just stepping their foot in Africa as we chase other, elites like France, Britain, and all these other countries and embassies that have been planted in our countries. What is Russia's really intention? So we shall be talking about that. I'll be sharing the Ghanaian's president's speech during the Italy summit, what he had to say. And we shall, that was actually the G7 summit, and which was actually being held in Italy. Let me correct that. And I'll be sharing also what Ruto had to say on a statement that is in terms of an article I'll be reading, which for him, he said that actually African countries have to join hands and seek a way of how they can condemn Russia invading Ukraine and Africa as well. So, karibuni sana, that is our conversation for today. We should also talk about Congo, what is happening, the scramble for Africa, we know it's still on. We should also talk about the finance bill, which is supposed to be passed tomorrow right here in the 254, and we're looking forward to see what is going to be happening, because Kenyans have ensured, literally Kenyans have sworn to literally tomorrow mobilize the parliament. And I'll be sharing a few of the videos. I'll be sharing a few of also the speeches made during this weekend by some few members of the parliament and what they had to say. Among that, we shall also be talking about Burkina Faso and much more of what is coming from the African countries. Enjoy the show. Once again, I see Jiba Jaba in the house. Karibu sana. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope you had a beautiful weekend. Says hi. And it is exactly 5:55 a.m. over there. And I am well. I don't know about you, but welcome to today's conversation. Back to the music. I began with, of course, Otile Brown, one of my favorites. That is Nabite. And of course, back to another. The quote of the day. This is Munga featuring a couple of artists. And I hope you guys get to enjoy this copy. This is called Lap Dancer Eastside. Much enjoy the show. Love. Enjoy the show. Shout out to you on TikTok. Karibu sana. Mtaalam, karibu sana.
Pata mbele cheza na njugu jo kishikilia kamwako tegea wa kimwoko mbio mbaya kama mbapo tunachoma liva na tukokuiva tunaiva bogi ya mamziza afu kando ni madiva dance ya side dance ya side just more dance ya side dance ya side okay just white up dance ya side dance ya side just more dance ya side.
Yes, and my quote of today says, learning is the only thing that the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. Learning is the only thing that the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. Have an amazing week, family. And of course, every day is a learning day. And personally, I'm always grateful for another chance literally in life, and the people I meet, the lessons I learn every single day regarding positive, negative. It's a learning curve. Literally, life is all about learning. You came here knowing nothing, and you have to keep on going every single day as you discover what is all about you, what is all about this and this. So yeah, the mind and learning is the only thing that the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets. Have an amazing week. Share something positive in case you have any. Yes, and for those who are with me on TikTok or joining, kindly tap the screen for me. I'll appreciate it. Share the live if you can. Let's get people educated right here, manze. Kesho ni finance bill inapitishwa. What is your msimamo? Where do you stand literally? Which side are you on? Are you voting yes or no? That is Lap Dance side playing right on the Blackout Fire Network radio station. Karibuni sana once again. 2 minutes to 1 p.m. That's the time right here in the 254. And of course, Karibuni sana to everyone who's joining through Facebook, YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitter, on the show page, on Rumble, on the radio station app. We're literally everywhere and connected. And in case you're here for the first time and wondering, where am I and how can I get all these applications or all these platforms connected as well? It's very easy. If you are an Android user, kindly rush to the Google Play Store. Download the Blackout Fire Network application, utatupata hapo. And of course, it's also very easy, which connects you to our website and which gives you a chance, especially every morning on the Vibe Show. Iwaton and Shumani give you amazing questions, and of course, once you get them correct, you get to win and stand a chance to win some cash prizes, merchandise, anything of your choice, and also share amazing articles that are literally educative or what is trending. We'd love to be kept updated as well. Shout out to Jibajaba says, nothing better try a fail, go for it. That is your code for the day. Thank you, Sinan, for of course for sharing that. How was your weekend, Jiba Jaba? I'd love to hear from you. How did you spend your weekend? Mine was chilled. I can't complain, and nothing much literally. That I had nothing much to do this weekend. I was just super chilled. But yes, we're getting started with today's conversation, and I want to start, of course, with what is happening in the 254 right here in my very own country, since it is also aligned with the conversation of today, which we know that the Kenyan and the Ghanaian president never fail us, especially when it comes to speeches. Come on, a round of applause once again for them. I want to share, of course, what is happening, and this was during this weekend. So last weekend we saw, and what has been happening in Kenya is that a controversial debate of whether the financial bill 2024 should be passed, and which actually comes with a lot of heavy taxes that are literally imposed on it. And Kenyans are saying no, because there's no way. For example, what we're sharing, someone who's earning 50,000, when they deduct all the taxes, you go home literally with 29,000. And this 29,000, you've not even paid the rent, you've not paid school fees, you've not paid bus fares, which is also when the fuel goes high, you know, the bus fares goes high, electricity, that is the tokens. We have so much literally that you've not, food, and so much you've not even added in this 29,000. So literally what Kenyans are being pushed to do is to live under poverty. And we can't accept this. This is just unacceptable. And for once, I'm so happy to see people are not just using their platform to just literally throw shade at each other or throw shade at the MPs. Some people are literally, they have started mobilization through the internet itself to let the MPs know that, hey, we're not playing. If you do this, we're going to actually come at you. We saw last week and witnessed that the presidents and most of the politicians' numbers were leaked to the citizens, and they were receiving actually so many messages. We had so many videos of so many people saying that how many in a day, the threats, and others even money. It is crazy. Shout out to also our people. Others even money. I wonder, why would you send an MP money? Why would you try to do that? But and people have literally vowed that this Tuesday, if the finance bill happens to be passed, it's not going to be peaceful. People have literally said that they are going to be at the parliament tomorrow in the morning. And personally, I'll be one among the people who would have attended there if I really had the chance. But shout out to those who shall be representing us. And one among them is actually Boniface Mwangi, one of the activists personally I love so much writing the 254, as much as some people do say he's a coon. I don't believe so. You know, he has shown us how he's tried many different ways of telling people the truth, educating you on what politics and politicians are all about. So for you who's not seeing the side of the truth, you're the one who is blind. But I want to share, of course, one of the videos. I want to start with what he said, then I'll share this one of what actually some of the decisions that were made during this weekend, where we can see that the Finance Committee has also considered, or they're trying to consider the removal of motor vehicle tax, eco-levy tax, and that is from the Finance Bill 2024. And actually what they should do is everything. This, that number one, number two, number three is the one that should be. We should not pass this bill. None of anything written there in those papers, which are super fake, should be passed. Why do we even have time to sit down and discuss all this? And this is literally pressure. We can see Ruto is literally going through some certain sort of pressure from the Western countries. This is the Western powers doing this. This is why we had the CIA in Kenya. This is why we have him going to all these summits, going to the US, not giving us a clear agenda of why are you attending these meetings. You also said you're not going to attend the summits. Why are you still going to them? You want to be addressed in your own nations, but you don't want to act like it. Like I said last week, it's a sign of weakness, which we shouldn't. So let me share this from Boniface Mwangi very quickly. I'll translate because he didn't do much more of English. So I want to share of what he said. He did speak. He mentioned of how Kenyans have been paying attention to how Ruto is taking flights, going to all these countries, spending money and not giving us even also a clear receipt of how he's spending money, taking private jets, which are costing the country so much, keeping the country on debt. Like, we need answers. So let me share this from Boniface.
So
the agenda he's literally focusing on this Tuesday, and the Kenyans as well.
Ruto mtoza ushuru amesema kwamba lazima tulipe ushuru. Hatujakataa. Tukilipa ushuru inaibiwa.
Number one, we know that Kenya has baptized Ruto Zakayo, the tax collector, because since he got into the system, this governance of his, or this seat of puppetism, of him being a puppet, ever since he got, he's always been about, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. It's crazy because we were saying last week, we didn't know that when he was saying this is a hustler nation, we didn't know we were gonna be hustled. It was all about the Kenyans being hustled. It was all about us paying the debts that they have taken. Enjoy the money on luxury. Not the people.
Tukipa ushuru na kila saa kwa tuko ndege anapiga maraundi. Ukisoma bajeti hii mwaka hatukupigia bibi Ruto kura, amempatia 696 million.
Exactly. We never voted for the wife of Ruto. How comes that now we can see these people's wives getting all this salary, all these wages increase for what? For doing what? For doing what? What have you done for the people? Maybe I'm the one misunderstanding everything, but what have you done for the people for you to be given a whole 696 million? For what? For what? That is literally all the taxes that we're paying. They're going on their pockets back again. Not even paying any loans. Back to their pockets.
So Ruto's wife, who has no job, has 696 million. Bibi Arigati,
the deputy president's wife as well,
akona 557 million. Hao mabibi zao 1.3 billion, wapige sherehe, waende maombi, waende crusade, wapige raundi. Shule zetu hazina walimu.
The schools have no teachers.
Hospitali hazina madaktari.
The hospitals have no doctors. Doctors literally were striking. Doctors striked for like a month end because they were demanding raise of salary. For a whole month end. So many people suffered because of this. And understand, a doctor is not just a doctor is just like any common mwananchi, by the way. I don't understand. It's crazy sometimes when you look at civil servants, we think are paid well. Some are, but not all of them. But at the end of the day, it's just the majority of them do not understand. You working under the government does not make you special. Sorry to say, but majority of our African people, that's the mentality they have. Just because I work under the system of the government, this makes me more superior than the common wananchi. This makes me special. You're actually suffering the same consequences I am as a citizen. So when I say a daktari actually, or a doctor is like a country, it is true. Because you're not demanding for literally increase of salary. This is actually supposed to be done without even us knowing. You're supposed to be the number one, most focused people because you're serving the country. But it is crazy. It is crazy.
Tulipatia wabunge kazi, waende bunge to represent. Hii bunge ni mali yetu.
Exactly.
Hii bunge imejengwa na Kenya taxpayers money.
Exactly.
Hii bunge, everyone who works in this building is paid by taxpayers. Wale makaroko pale, ile uniform amevaa ni yetu, bunduki ni yetu. Ukiingia pale bunge na wewe ni mfanyikazi wa bunge, unakula pesa yetu.
In short, what he's trying to say is that you appointed people who are supposed to be working for you. You as a citizen, you're not supposed to be working. You're not supposed to be feeling any threat. If you demand, they're supposed to be listening.
As a member of parliament, the food you eat, the clothes you wear, the car you drive is bought by taxpayers. Hata ukikunia hapa bunge, hiyo chakula umekula ni na taxpayers. Sisi tuko na njaa, hata tuwezi kunia. And then you tell us you vote no. Tumewaambia wabunge wote, you work for us. When you go in there, you vote no. Tunasikia Ruto ako na njaro na mpango, ambia wabunge wa vote na acclamation. Ukiingia pale bunge, si yes or no, ni kelele. Mambo ya kelele na foleni ilisha na Moi. When you come on Tuesday to vote, you either vote yes, tujue msimamo wako, ama you vote no, as Kenyans have said. Kila kitu inatoza ushuru. Airtime, M-Pesa. If you're a cancer patient, mama yako ni mgonjwa na cancer manini, uende private hospital.
Imagine they're taxing cancer patients 68%. What is that? This is the crime of the highest level that we've seen with our own naked eye. And I'm glad, again, people are calling this out.
Tibabu ina 16% VAT. Ruto anatax wagonjwa, anatax watoto, anatax kila mtu. The only thing you have in this country ni oxygen. Na mkiachia Ruto space, hata oxygen, mutalipa tax. So
I've said that before. You know, if we're not careful, if we don't understand what our right is as African people, if these people can control even us literally breathing, they'll start taxing even the oxygen. If they could control breathing, which they do, and they do manipulate the air, they do go spreading chemicals, which we didn't know for the longest time. They have been literally manipulating the weather. They have been spraying chemicals on the air. So many things have been happening, but Africa, we've been so behind. We have no clue about this. And when we're told, it is a shock to us, apparently. It is so crazy. Shout out to you, Steppers. Karibu sana. Hope you're doing great. And shout out to G. He also says she leads you in prayer, Joby. Come on. That is the deputy president's wife. That is true. She's one among the people who are actually on the Benny Hinn's crusade when it was held right here in Kenya. She was one among the people telling people, you know, in the acting how Benny Hinn has powers. And these people are being paid, but there is no job they're doing for Kenyans, but bringing Benny Hinn in the country. Bringing literally prayers in the country. Both of them, both the two ladies actually. It is crazy, but we cannot accept. Guy, Kesho, Aki, if you're free, if you're a youth, you're free tomorrow. There's nothing you're doing. Jobless. If you can get a space, literally some time to go sneak and go demonstrate, actually kindly, Aki, please do it. Tomorrow, take your time. This is about you. This is not about the politicians. This is about you. This is actually us being now locked on poverty. Completely. We're working for the government. You're just literally working for this system. That is what you're doing here. You're not supposed to be a slave of anyone. There's no way you can be slaves of white people and we still be slaves of our own puppets. It is impossible. It is impossible. And tomorrow, if we can go there, literally, people, if they can go there demonstrating and calling them puppets, understand, because they are puppets. They need to hear it. They need to be told to know that people know. It is crazy. So let me share this next video. This was the finance committee who are right now focusing on the removal. They're trying to consider the removal of some of the taxes that are supposed to be, or some of the bills or the finance bills that are supposed to be passed. And it's crazy to see that we're picking number 1, number 2. None of this should be done. It's a no, it's a no. The Kenyans have said no. That is the voice of the people.
At the same time, even as pressure on the members of parliament to reject the finance bill mounts, the finance committee is reportedly considering the removal of critical tax proposals, including motor vehicle tax, in line with majority views of Kenyans during public participation.
The committee, which is expected to table the report before Parliament on Tuesday, is also said to be considering dropping the eco-levy, which would have affected the cost of basic consumer goods. Ben Kiri with the details.
The 15-member National Assembly's Finance and National Planning Committee has completed its report on the proposed Bill 2024. Following an intensive 2-week consultation with the public, the committee, which had retreated to Naivasha to write the final report, is reportedly considering making several amendments to the bill, which is scheduled to be tabled in Parliament on Tuesday. The amendments include the removal of several controversial clauses, such as the proposed motor vehicle tax, money transfer and internet tax, eco-levy tax, and excise duty on bread and vegetable oil.
Internet already is expensive itself. And most of the people, I don't know, if I were to check the percentage of how many people literally have the capability to install Wi-Fi's in their homes, it's not literally, I bet it's literally a few percentage. Most of the people survive on data. It's not like we don't have internet in Kenya, we do. But the question is, how many people also have that capability of paying this monthly? Okay? Data itself is expensive. So why, oh my God. I'm telling you, this is crime in our very own naked eyes. Tomorrow, the Parliament should be and shall be mobilized. Should be and shall be. Because let's listen to what the MP said. If whatever they're speaking right here, and if they happen to vote yes, tomorrow this is not a demonstration called by the opposition. This is Kenyans understanding what is happening. And I'm so happy to see it.
A committee source speaking to Citizen TV, the amendments were made after listening to the public, who unanimously rejected the contentious clauses, terming them as punitive. The motor vehicle tax, which was introduced under income tax, is also considered misplaced, and instead the government may resort to the road maintenance levy as the option.
Tumewasikiza Wakenya kupitia njia ya kukusanya maoni ya Wakenya, public participation, which is a constitutional imperative. Na tutarekebisha ule mswada kufuatia yale Wakenya wamesema.
I want to assure all Kenyans, ile maoni yote wamepeana kwa mambo ya finance, kwa mambo ya kodi ya mkate, kwa maneno ya kodi ya gari, kwa maneno ya ile kodi ingine ama ile ingine, ile mambo yote Wakenya wanamesema. Kama viongozi, sisi tunaheshimu hiyo yote.
The key issues raised by Kenya.
What they're saying is that they're listening to the voice of the people. Those are some of that is the leader of the majority that is on the National Assembly, and also the other one. They're trying to tell the people and assuring them that we're not going to vote this finance bill. We're going to vote no. We've listened to your voices, because I tell you, it's crazy. People are not happy. People are ready to go on a war.
And stakeholders regarding the Finance Bill 2024, which are expected to make life more difficult if passed in its current form, include the introduction of a 2.5% motor vehicle tax, Section 35B of the bill, which seeks to reclassify the VAT status of ordinary bread from 0 rated to vatable at 16%, and the increase of excise duty on financial services and money transfer services from 15% to 20%. Despite the changes, political opposition to the bill persists, with some members of parliament vowing to reject it when it is presented on Tuesday.
Nimefanya public participation kwa constituency yangu, na watu wote wameniambia hii bill ni mbaya. Kwa hivyo mimi ikifika 2024, ikifika finance bill ya 2024, Your Excellency, mimi nataka kukuambia nikipiga no, ujue ni kwa sababu watu wamekataa, si mimi.
Finance bill ikikuja, to suspend hiyo finance bill kwanza, iende watu wa Kenya watoe zile vipengele zenye wa Kenya wataki, alafu tuende kwa discussion ili mambo iendelee. Kama sio hivyo, tuendelee na ile finance bill yenye ilikuwa ya 2023-2024.
Mimi nikisikiza Watu wa Kakamega County, sauti ya watu wa Kakamega County, sauti ya wale walinchagua.
This is how they keep on lying to people, you know. And we're waiting for tomorrow to see. Freedom Media, let me know. What are your thoughts regarding the finance bill? Are you going tomorrow to demonstrate, or unapangaje? And what are your thoughts regarding this? Do you agree to this being passed, or are you in support of this being not passed? Because this is about to make the Kenyans' life very, very difficult, more than it is. We're talking about taxes on vehicle, you're talking tax on bread, you're talking about tax on soap, we saw tax on cooking oil, tax on literally so many things, and that this is about, it's going to affect so many people's salary, and on Friday we spoke about this on the Rhythm Scoop Show, and we saw some of the Kenyans who do not understand what this is actually all about, and they're like, oh, for those who do not actually have the Kenya revenue pins, how are they affected by the taxes being imposed? If you do not have a revenue pin, you should not complain. And I'm like, do you know how dumb you sound? I may not be having the Kenya revenue pin, but I'm being taxed through everything I'm buying. If I go buy bread, that is still taxation. If I go buy soap, if I go buy milk, if I'm literally taking a matatu bus, if the fuel is high, what are you talking about? And that dumbness and ignorance of our people is what is making these decisions to be made, because it is just so crazy. But Jabba says that they will pass a smug tax like parts of the USA. Well, I hope this does not happen, because I think yesterday I saw a certain article. Find it. I don't know if I did screenshot it. It was about steel taxation as well. And I think it was a proposal by Donald Trump. Let me see. I think it was a proposal by Donald Trump yesterday, something I saw. Not really, I can't find it. It is crazy. It is crazy. But yeah, I'll try to find it, and maybe we can talk about it tonight on the show. Sister Janet. Oh my God. I'm even speechless. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing amazing. A long time. Oh my God. It's been a long time. It's been like 2 years. I just received your greetings from Keith. I hear you've been on the show. You popped in when I'm not there. But Karibu Sana. Hope you're doing amazing. Long time. And of course, welcome to today's conversation. And yeah, as we talk about Kenya and passing all these heavy taxes, which is all about pocketing the money in their pockets. The Senegal president, that was during the weekend. For him, he did reduce actually the taxes, and I want to read that. As other countries, this is where you can see actually where revolution is taking place and where revolution is a discussion, that is yet to be kept in action. So let me try find the article on this. Reduces taxes. Okay, so let me read the article as we get to continue. So as Jabba says, Benny Hinn, Lord Jesus, I know those two are among the people who are actually leading the crusade that Benny Hinn, that was funded by the government, right in the 254. So the question is, why are these two ladies, that is the first lady, the president of Ruto, and the president of the deputy president in Kenya, why are they getting heavy wages? Why are they getting increase of salary where there's nothing they are doing? What is their job in the country for them to get salary increase? That is the question. Jibajab also says, wow, your wallet is getting bled. This sounds like New York and California level tax schemes. I tell you, it is crazy. And this is why you can see people are really, really mad. If you are on TikTok and you get to see what is happening, Kenyans are really, really mad. And they are warning these MPs. They have warned them. Tomorrow they shall mobilize the parliament. They have warned them to literally, if they don't do which is actually happening. The Nairobi city governor was in one of the slums yesterday, Kariobangi, and his car was stormed. They stoned it. So to tell you that citizens are really mad, they're done. They're so tired of listening to these dumb speeches. Yesterday, the governor went to make those damn speeches, and the people, they mobilized this car, stoned this car. So it is crazy and cannot be accepted. That is you making people literally slaves of you. There is people working for literally just Ruto and the rest for pocketing the money. And Janet, once again, karibu sana. Nice to see you, manze. Jabajaba says, how much does the tax collector earn? Let's see. How much does Ruto earn? Of course, you'll bet it's a lot of money. And if you try check his, bet it's, of course, a lot of money. Let's see. President Ruto. And their salary was actually, remember that was last year, June. It should be almost a year right now. Last year, they did propose their salary to be increased. So let me share this. that was last year, if you can remember. They did actually demand their salary to be also increased. And that is for them delivering nothing. You know, you've delivered nothing, but you want your salary to be increased. Let's share this.
All right, now on data point, which helps us to talk about what the Salaries and Remuneration Commission has gazetted rather. At the moment, the Salaries and Remuneration Commission has announced a range of 7 to 10% pay rise for the state officers and public officers. This will be implemented across 2 years. So what does that mean? Does this have to 3.5 to 5 years? We'll be getting an answer from the chairperson who is already here in studio. The cost for the current financial year is 21.7 billion shillings. Of course, it is effective from the 1st of July, which is the start of last month. Now, this is how that 21.7 billion shillings will be distributed. The teachers will be receiving up to 9.5 billion shillings.
Which is a lie, okay? Oh my God. We discovered that was last month. Shout out to Dimore. That teachers are literally the worst paid people. Not just teachers, we saw doctors again demonstrating for a whole month. So this 9.5 billion, in whose hands is it landing? We also, when it comes to school, again, because there's funds allocated for everything. When it comes to the finances, especially the emergencies, that the finances for emergencies at schools, like let's say when the school is on fire, or maybe medical emergencies and all that. There's a time I remember, and I was so mad about this. In Mombasa, we had 2 schools that burnt down. And the teachers, not the teachers, the parents of each student was demanded to pay 5,000 Kenyan shillings. That is around $40. You've paid school fees, but the school is demanding $40 because the school was burnt down. When the director of the county of education, the director of education in that county, when she was called, she was not even picking up the calls. The question was, where is the money? We've set aside these funds for this and this and this when this happens. So where is the money? Where ain't you picking up the cost? Why should I go back to my pocket as a parent and give you money for the emergencies while the government has set aside these funds for this? I'm so happy to see, literally, this is revolution calling, and being honest. Maybe we think it's gonna take long, but it might be even sooner than we think, because I believe Africans are watching, Africans are tired, Africans are literally, they have been seeing all these puppets lie in every speeches. You're driving heavy cars, you're taking loans, you're literally growing a balloon stomach, you came looking skinny, now you're looking healthy. I'm stuck in the same position. Why ain't we looking the same? Mbona tufanani? People are literally, revolution is on. It is on. So 9.5 billion all goes and landed to their pockets. Shout out to Uncle Lee. Karibu sana, anasema siku hizo teachers are no longer respected at. I know, kitambo, that's why I was saying even juicy. It is, thank you for even bringing that up. I was saying the other day, it's crazy growing up, you used to see some jobs actually were like super, like they were good jobs. You're like, you could hear someone is a teacher, you're like, that is someone to give their own respect, because the amount of money they're earning, hey, they're working for the government. But it's crazy to see today, you can't realize the truth behind the tent, what is happening. These people are poor, they're paid poorly. And this is why we keep on seeing the teachers striking. We ask ourselves, isn't it nini? Atuelewi kumbe. A doctor was the most literally considered professional job. But madaktari strike for a whole month. demanding rise of on their salary. It is crazy. I don't know, man. It is just super crazy. Lawyers are all about, I don't know, man. It is crazy. Uncle Lee was saying that usually lazima we used to strike na tunalipa, hakuna funding ya arson. Well, it is crazy, but let me play this video here what they have to say. I want to hear, because this was the President Ruto's salary it was supposed to remain, because they did demand last year for it to be increased, but I see that they said it's going to be remaining 1.44 million. So Jiba it is let's say around 1.5 million, which I doubt, okay, which I heavily doubt too.
Take the lion's share of about 44%. Uniformed and disciplined forces take just slightly over half of that, which is 4.5 billion shillings. The county governments, these are officers that work in the county governments, are taking 4 billion shillings, and the civil service is taking 1.8 billion shillings. The commission has announced that
civil service, and we saw majority of the people who are actually also in these public offices, it's nepotism. Okay, if it's not nepotism, it's connections. If it's not connections, it's bribing. If it's not bribing, you have to bend over somewhere. Something just leads to something. Actually, I think the people who benefit the most is through nepotism, connection, because we do have public servants who acquire their job in the right way. But how are they paid? That is the question. Are they paid well? Don't you have to do some favors or do what you expected to for you to be paid well? Which is you being a coon.
Parliament state officers is 78.8 billion shillings. County state officers is 408.9 million shillings, and other public officers are taking home some 745 million.
Why are these people getting all this money? Why are you being paid all this amount of money? I don't even want to listen to the rest of the video, just wasting my time. You've been paid all this amount of money and there's nothing you've done for the people. Why do you deserve billions, billions? Why is your salary literally? Why? What have you done? What are you doing? Can we see the productivity of your work? We saw these people demanding billions to renovate the damages that happened during the floods. But they said they were taking billions to help us tackle floods. But they couldn't. It was beyond their own control. Those are some of the excuses they come up with. Tomorrow, if you're going to the parliament, if you're a Kenyan and you're here and you're listening, tomorrow, if you're going to the parliament, you should go with the anger of all the Africans. You should go with the anger, literally rage of the floods. You should go with the rage of all the money they have. You should ask questions. You should go with so much rage. No excuses. Okay? No excuses this time. We do demand answers. It is crazy, Manze. It is so crazy. But I see Sister Janet says, Jaba says, It's been a long time since Sister Janet right here, Jaba, right? Janet says, I really hope Kenya will finally wake up to all these lies. Well, I do believe people are really woke. That's what I'm going to say. Shout out to Ronnie Mboya. Nice to see you. People are woke. That is one thing I'm going to say, because to see that actually people are saying they're going to mobilize the parliament tomorrow, people are woke. People understand that all these politicians, what they're doing is pocketing the money. They're doing nothing but just to favor the people controlling Africa. This is nothing to do with us as Africans. This is nothing to do with you as a Kenyan. This is favoring someone else. And it's you being a slave in your own country, being kept under poverty, literally never developing. That is what you call destruction of development. Because all your sweat, all your efforts, everything you're doing in the name of we're trying to create development for you, it's developing only them. They're going to take houses on the islands. They go create offshores somewhere. They're found guilty of some Pandora papers and nothing happens. So it is crazy. It is crazy. And personally, I do believe that people can see what is happening. Jibajaba also says that see, this is why Kenya internet is jacked up. You can't expose what the government wants hidden. You can't expose. I think you meant you can't expose what the government wants hidden. That is what you meant, I think. And also see you saying that thanks for pulling that up. It is crazy, manze. It is crazy. And also saying that good one, elected skinny, retire fat. I know. They come in looking literally very different, but by the time they're out of the seat, oh my God, you're like, God damn, people can really grow. Like the body can grow. But you as a citizen, you're left in the same place of hope, religion, and they tell you, let's create more evangelism for you. Let's keep on praying. The kingdom is in heaven, you know. Happy are the poor. Where ulisikia wapi? I just said the fact that they really told us this nonsense, being honest. Happy are the poor. Where have you seen a poor person happy? Just show me one. And if they are happy, it's because they really don't want to be in that state of mind of being sad. But I've never seen any poor person who's happy. As much as we hear Trump saying it's only Africans, it's not because we really want to. It's the miseducation. It's not because Africans really want to. Trust me. You've not seen the desperation Africans have. And if you see, you should see it in Tunisia, the borders. You should see it in Italy borders. That tells you the desperation Africans have of being successful. The fact that we have people dying, going all the way looking for greener pastures in Canada, in Italy, outside literally freezing in cold, that tells you desperation African people have. So no one should tell me, oh, Africans, oh, Pat Trump. I say what I say, okay? Who is Trump to tell what Africans, what? Happy are the poor. Some bullshit and we bought it. Keep on kneeling down and praying for nothing. Nothing really ever happens. They keep on stealing. It's crazy, man. Bibles over bread. It is crazy, and we accepted this because it is sad to see the enslavement of our African people. Oh my God. There's an image I was to share on the WhatsApp, but I was like, nah, this is going to make you guys mad. The enslavement of the mind is so bad. That is the worst thing they really ever did. And it is sad to see that a majority of our people are not willing to even try question a bit of what happens, of if this is normal, or if I can try do of the normal, you know. There's a picture I saw of this black lady was kissing Biden. And if you've been seeing the videos of Biden currently, Biden even is not understanding himself. He looks like a whole forgotten, you know, losing battery AI, you know. It's like a low battery AI moving around in meetings and all these summits, which, you know, it needs some updates. That is Biden today. But our their own people are kissing this guy's hand, like, oh my God. The enslavement of the mindset is so bad. Have you seen how people are willing to also sacrifice themselves, sleep hungry, to just go give the pastor the tithe? Huh? God shall give me more. You literally gonna eat kales tonight, but you're gonna give the pastor $10 and they're gonna eat beef in their house. You are a mumu. You be mumu in the head. Shout out to Ronin Boya, who says, when a pastor needs new clothes, the congregation huchanga. Exactly. That is the question I've always had in my head. You know, like, why is it when the pastor needs everything, it always have to come from the congregation? And they're gonna give. The dummies, we just give. We just give. We don't even question, like, when is my turn? When do people get to also give me? Is this thing going round like it's the pastor today who gets the, you know, the donation, tomorrow is Shmani, tomorrow it's Iwaton, tomorrow is Christine? I mean, does it go around this thing like in the whole church, or is just one person being favored? Apparently it's one person, and it's the damn pastor and the wife. It's always Oh my God, it's sad. Sometimes when I think about it, I swear it's just crazy. And this is saying, but when the congregation needs, I mean, Ombewa, in the name of Jesus, you shall receive. Get them Zungu hand clothes in Gikomba. That is what you do. That is what happens. Ronnie also says, the government, exactly, government, no, that's right, literally means governing the mind. And the Latin the Latin root meaning of the word meant is mind. I got you exactly correctly. Exactly correct. But sadly, we don't understand these terms. I was talking about the terms on Friday. It's sad to say that we don't understand most of the terms that the white people left behind. The government, what it really means. Is this the term that our ancestors who had kingdoms, is this what they used to use? What is the term that our ancestors used to use? And that is what we need to go back to as we go through. What is the term that our ancestors used to use? It was about ruling, you know? It was not govern, it is ruling, you know? It was all about literally giving to the community and ensuring that they are okay. That was the first number one agenda of a queen and a king. But today, we don't understand terms. Democracy, Africans, democracy, do we go by the term democracy that we're given by the white people? Or can we define democracy our own way? And if so, can we demand it? Because we go with the white man's weak terms, and that is what governs us, you know. And sadly, we are where we are today because of accepting, not questioning. Sister Janet also says most African presidents are selfish people who need mental help. There's nothing with mental health right here. These people are very well aware, Sister Janet, of what they are doing. Very well aware. Ruto was questioned. Oh my God, this guy was questioned because journalists have been on his neck. He was questioned. You understand that actually what you working with the United States, you're supporting genocide that they are committing in most parts of the world, including Gaza. And Ruto was like, so long as America and Kenya are okay, there's nothing. I don't see, we are not enemies of each other, you know? Kenya and the United States are not, they're not enemies of each other. So basically what you're trying to tell me in my very own eyes is that you're supporting genocide. You don't want to consider if you're working with the enemy and what they can do to you. What if they turn against you if they can support all this? You're not trying to question all that. And he went ahead, he was questioned again. You understand what you say? Like, there's so many interviews we've been seeing of him being questioned even about his visit in the States, meeting with all these other American puppets, because they are puppets. They have no power. He was questioned, said, I am very well aware of the answer I'm giving you. If there's any answer you are looking for, you're not going to get it. So he understands very well what he's doing. If you're looking for any other answer, you're not going to get it. So you know the kind of answer you're giving is actually a lie, and is what you should give, because they're literally watching you. They're keeping a check on you. Man, Keith was saying that all the strong African men were killed, but I still believe strong African men are still there. I still believe we do have the giants we do have the giants in Africa. The only thing they need is knowledge. You just need to be educated, informed of what you're dealing with, what war you're going to battle, organize. And from there, oh my God, it's on. And that's what I'm telling you. If you check the desperation African people have, and if they're well educated, that should make them actually unstoppable. Unstoppable. And this is a war that is going to be fought not just by men, even women. It's going to be done by both genders, because the women should have the rage of kids being killed. So many kids have lost, so many people have lost their children because of all this scramble for Africa, scramble for resources. The rate that the African women are going to have, if it's not the parents, it's going to be the siblings. And it's happening. It is happening. So, yeah, they are very, very well aware of what they're doing. And they're going to be stoned. Trust me. These people are going to face the consequences of what they have been doing. And if it's not them, their generation, we're going to trace them back. Jibajaba says, I worked with a Kenyan girl and she was on that Jesus stuff. Shout out to her, you know. Shout out to her. Ronnie also says Ruto is very religious, so he supports Israel. Yeah, he does. Actually, okay, Israel. You don't know Israel does. You don't know Israel is they are the people who literally control the world, right? The cats with the small hats. That's the code we use right here on Black on Fire. You do understand that, Ronnie, right? And from there, actually, it should make you understand, even if he is religious or pretending, he's still gonna do anything he's told to. Like what we saw him leaning on that wall, which is a picture we see of so many African leaders. The question is, why do they have to go there? Why Israel? You know. Anyway, I also see in Biden's hand. Man, Billy Potter is that guy. Let me see. I think I know Billy Potter. Let me see. I think I know Billy Potter. I should have known. I should have known. Billy Potter, yeah. I should have known. He wants to be healed AIDS. I think he's a patient who has HIV and AIDS, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that is one thing I know about him. But I also see Jibajaba says, just ask a pastor to pay your bills. You will hear crickets. I know, that's right. They never will. They never. I've never had a pastor saying, this month I'm gonna pay rent for this congregants. That next month I'm gonna be doing this every month because you guys support me every Sunday. So every month I'm gonna try at least even try make my people happy. No, it's always you people giving, never receiving. And sadly, this is what has kept African people in poverty. You've spent so much literally times of your life learning someone's fake history that is not there. We've been learning the Bible as our history, and which is not true. The true history was hidden. And the true history of ours was made to look like witchcraft, which is the African science. It is sad to see they did this, but again, it is sad to see that the truth is coming out. That is the best part. It is sad to see they did this, which was very, very successful. That is, the truth doesn't stay hidden because it has come out, and it is coming out. And African people are going to tap back into their powers, like it or not. Leading, ruling, spirituality, healing, everything. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I just can't wait. Even if I'm going to be old, I want to be old enough to see all of it happen. I just want to witness it happen. But moving on, I see also Sister Janet says, I am going to Faso. Lol, he gets it. I know, that's right, sister. You can count that. I'm going to marry the son, maybe. If I could get him to, is good for me too, you know? I mean, you need such a man. You see the boldness on the face. I mean, it's just on the face. The boldness, the African is, you can see it. You know, it's amazing. You get it, you know? So, shout out to you. Nice to see you this morning. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope you had a beautiful weekend. Says peace and love to me, Jiba Jabba, Sister Janet, and the chat. Good afternoon to you too, John Mosquito. Rather good morning. I don't know the time on your end, but Karibu, nice to see you. Hope you had a beautiful weekend. Sister Sinovia says we need active thinking minds. And I believe the family. I believe for the longest time you guys have been on the Blackout Fire Network, and the stories you've heard from different hosts. You can see literally, I think, evolution of Africa. You can see people, you can see the mindset is changing, because I always love checking back with me 3 years ago when I was coming to Blackout Fire, when I was seeing people who are really well educated and passing this information that we see now on the Open Today, on TikTok, on Instagram, and other platforms. It was not really that big. We had only a few people like Dr. Mombi. We had Patrice Lumumba. We had Dr. Arikana. Patrice Lumumba. We had Dr. Arikana. We had the Maya-ish. Okay, ish. He's not really doing really Pan-Africanism, but he was educating people about Africa. We had so many people, and we had Student Kano. That was one of the people who was brought to light to me. Student Kano, educating people about the African spirituality, the history, why people lied to us, and all that. But today, if you look at it, when I try and now, so many people have tapped into all this information. So many people that you never, or personally, I even never thought I'd see them speaking about this. There's an actress I grew up watching on one of the mainstream medias we have here, and today she stopped all that. She's no longer even on the mainstream media. She does all these Pan-African stories, and I was like, God damn, it's true to see. It's nice to see actually African people, or seeing actually young people, they have decided to even drop things they were doing to just educate people about the truth. That really shows you how impactful the history of African people is. And personally, I always say that it is so beautiful, and it amazes me every single day. Sometimes when I'm learning things, I'm like, God damn, how? It's mind-blowing. And it's beautiful to see at the same time. But I also see, Sister Sinovia says is because of the deadly religion, of course, and the fact that they also do control the world. We know that, Sister Sinovia, that makes them think they are who the cat is coming out of the bag, so it's not gonna stay for long. John Mosquito says Ruto just looks so too stressed. Out of the president, they definitely have something on him. People have been saying that he's lost. People have been saying that Ruto has lost weight so much. I don't know. And I also see Ronnie says to John Mosquito that they would never allow you to ascend into power if they already don't have it. And John Mosquito says that that is the Billy Potter nibbling the old Biden's hand was just pathetic and shameful. Shout out to him, Manze, and so disrespectful to you, to your culture. But I do understand. We know, come on, Billy. I don't even question. I won't question Billy Potter. Most of the movies I've watched about him, come on, that nigga gone. That guy gone. Like in the industry, that guy gone. And pardon, I'm not gonna use the N word again. Sasinovia says we shouldn't. We shouldn't use the N word. But see, that is Ronnie also says, especially in a country as strategically located like Kenya, and Jibajaba says Dr. Mombi says Wakanda is in Kenya, and Kenya has vibranum. Dr. Mombi, there's something she's been trying to educate people lately about Kenya, about Mount Kenya. I've not been following up correctly, so I'm not sure. Mosquito, she's been having that story pop on my TikTok, like a couple of the videos I've watched, but I've not followed where the root of all this is coming from. She's like, we have a Wakanda clan somewhere in Mount Kenya. I'm not connecting the dots correctly, and probably I always say I feel like I outgrew, not like I feel like, but I really outgrew Dr. Mombi. I really did. I just can sit down right now and search Dr. Mombi on YouTube, but unless it's just bump into a video randomly, but I outgrew Dr. Mombi. Sister Sinovia also says, I am looking forward to coming to Kenya. Welcome, Manze. Told you that a couple of times. Welcome and welcome and welcome. We're ready. I wish you could be coming to Tanzania. That is on August. I wish you were coming down to Tanzania. That would have been much fun, But see you when you shall be right here. We shall be here to guide you on everything and anything you need. There's a lot that we're setting up. So, of course, kids shall be getting you guys or letting you guys know what's up. Janet also says, great show. Thank you, Sister Janet, and for the love, much love, everyone. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for popping in today, and have an amazing day as well. Don't get lost don't disappear on us like that. Kindly. It's been a year and I don't know, a year or 2 years. I think the last time I saw you was on my birthday 2022. I'm not sure. It's been a minute. I'm not even sure when the last time I saw you, Sister Janet. It's been a minute. It's really been a minute. Don't disappear like that. Pop in at least sometimes once a week or maybe a month when you get the chance to. But thank you so much for tuning in. Jubajaba says Mount Kenya is where Blue Beam Jesus will land. Are you serious? Like, maybe you know something I don't know, We should let our is coming soon and where it should be coming from. I can make a lot of money from that, I can make a lot of money from that, and if that really happens, people are gonna believe I'm a prophet. Like, if they happen to bring the blue beam on Mount Kenya and I tell people like, yo, I'm a prophet and Jesus is going to appear on Mount Kenya on this day. Yo, prophet in this country, Synovia also says that yes, we have to think better of ourselves and each other. When we use the N word, your mindset needs to be reset again. Thank you. And I was like, yeah, thank you so much. But anyway, much love, family. Shout out to also Jibajaba. No, John Mosquito says, Joby, stop laughing at. I'm not. I'm not. But you've been seeing the videos on TikTok, right? Tell me, yeah, you've been watching the videos. I have videos on TikTok. There's just some things she's saying personally. I'm like, sister, where are you heading with all this awakening? But I don't want to judge because, like I said, I've not watched everything of where all this story is rooted from, of us having Wakanda in Kenya, in Mount Kenya, where we have a clan. I don't get it. But anyway, much love, family. Shout out to Samuel. Nice to see you. Yo, you're coming in the last minute, but thank you so much for tuning in. Says nothing is wrong with a prophet who makes profit, period. Those are the bars. And also see Jibajaba says, send me 200. When we get that blue beam done, you'll get your $200. Trust me. Like, you'll get your all $200. But much love, family. The rest of the pending conversations, which we are supposed to have today, which is about the young people in Burkina Faso who have actually appeared to demonstrate about the opposition. We'll talk about that tonight on the Africa Today show. We shall also share about what is happening in Congo, still with the genocide, the rapings, which are not being reported on the mainstream media. We shall also talk about much more of what is coming in, and of course, if we shall, I think on that, Jibajaba, I'll check that article and see. I think this or a proposal that has been brought up by Donald Trump about taxes. So I'm going to check on that and see the full details before I come up on the show. But much love. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in today. To so many of you, shout out to Samuel, Jibajaba, Synovia, Sister Janet. Kay Williams, I've not seen him in a minute. Hope he's doing amazing wherever he is. But I've been seeing him on the chat. Shout out to also this guy that is Collins Richmond on Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in. And John Mosquito, shout out to also Steppers, shout out to that is Ronnie Mboya. Thank you so much. Shout out to Welimo. Follow the host if this is your first time right here. And of course, keep up with the Black Hot Fire Network and also much more of the conversations and shows coming. Peace. Have an amazing, amazing day. Yes, you'll get your $200, Jibajaba. Shout out to Mr. Black Hot Fire. He's just saying, I'm just waking up. God damn it. You slept too much. What beat you? Check if there's a sassafly in your house, kindly. But anyway, nice to see you. I also see Sister Janet, Sister Sinovia says, a prophet making profit, perfect word for the greedy bastards. I know that actually belongs to all these puppets and the pastors, because that is a business. This is a business, you know. This is a multi-billion making dollar business, baby, in Africa. Like what? Yes, man, these people are pocketing a lot. Because ask yourself why can't we taxing churches? That is the number one question. Do you know how much noise pollution we have here? After 2 minutes, church. After 3 minutes, church. Makelele tu, ndo kalale.
Ukiona niko kichele, sisi yao tumemana, ndo maana tuko mbele, yani better than check it out from my insider, love day one na my designer, mtatucheki kwa my insider, msipapewe kitu kwa cherry minder.
Anyway, much love, family.
Love dance ya side, just watch, love dance ya side.